What's good, y'all? And the 2022-2023 NBA season is officially over. The Denver Nuggets just got crowned NBA champions just last night, beating the Miami Heat in 5 games on their own court, their home court. They did it in front of their fans, and this is their first NBA championship in their whole history as a team. If any of you guys that are watching or subscribed are Nuggets fans, shout out to you. Really happy for you guys. If you've been watching the videos in the past, you guys know I'm a big fan of Jokic, big fan of Bruce Brown, Jamal Murray. I got a bunch of different guys on your team that I really do like, so I'm really happy for you guys. And I'm going to start off by talking about the Finals MVP, Nikola Jokic. Just barely did not average a triple-double in the finals. Would have been, I believe, just the second person behind LeBron James to do that. He averaged 24.5 points, 11.8 rebounds, so basically 12 rebounds, and then 9.8 assists. Just 0.2 more assists, and he would have had that average of triple-double. The efficiencies, of course, were elite as well. 63% from the field, 42% from 3. This man, Nikola Jokic, can do everything on the court, and his stats back that up. And what's even more insane to me is not even just the numbers, is the fact that throughout this whole finals series, and realistically all throughout the whole playoffs, he did not have a bad game. He may have had a average game, or like not an insane game, but he never had a bad game. In any given game, you can guarantee you that Nikola Jokic is going to give you at least 10 rebounds, and then a combination of either 20 points or 10 assists, 15 assists, whatever. You guarantee that he will do that for you. He will impact the offense, he will impact the rebounding, he will impact the whole court. No matter what, every single game, in and out, he will do that. And what it comes down to is just no matter what you do, you can't stop Nikola Jokic. You just have to pray that he messes up or that he misses the shot. There's nothing you could do. The Miami Heat tried a bunch of different things in the series and none of them worked. If you switch the smaller guy onto him, easy bucket. Just back down 2 times and just flip that in. Easy bucket. If you set the double team, he will easily figure out who's going to be open, skip pass across the court to the corner, open 3. Or someone doubles off, they cut down, on the cut, in their hands, in stride, up for the easy lay. And then if you do one-on-one, he'll just get a tough bucket on you. If you keep your center on him, just try to get him to stop you, he'll just hit a fading step back mid-range, or the most insane step back 3 shots that he was hitting over Anthony Davis in that Lakers series. He could do everything and no one can stop him. And to put the cherry on top, Nikola Jokic is one of my favorite players in the whole league. And to see him just interacting with all the different media and stuff after winning this has been hilarious. Like, I'm sure you guys have all seen the clip where he's, at the press conference and he's like, oh, when's the parade? Thursday? Oh, no, I have to go home. He just wants to, he's over with this. He's done with the NBA season. He wants to go back to Serbia, be with his horses, be with his brothers, be with his whatever, his wife, his kids, and just not do anything. And then even when they were in the locker room with the champagne and everything, he was swigging out of it. He tried to shake it up. He went like this for a little bit, and then he's like, it's whatever, put the bottle down. He didn't really, I don't know if he just didn't understand the whole champagne thing, or if he just wasn't interested in doing it. Either way, hilarious moment. Shout out Nikola Jokic, you deserve this. Now a 2-time MVP and a 1-time Finals MVP. He's creeping up, could be in that top 5, top 7, center conversation. He's coming up there, man. And then Jamal Murray, he has been insanely important and insanely good to this Denver Nuggets team. Throughout this whole playoffs, he's played very, very well. And then in this final specifically, besides just that game 2 and slightly game 4, but realistically just that game 2, in my opinion, he's been elite in every single one of these games. On the series, he averaged 21, 6, and 10, and I'm pretty sure he had the double-digit assists in either the first 3 or 4 games, which is an insane stat, especially when you look at Jamal Murray as more of a scoring first guard than a pass first guard. He was doing it all for the Denver Nuggets throughout these finals. His shot creation was super important in breaking down and stretching out this Heat defense to allow Nikola Jokic to just get more space down low in the post, to allow different cuts to happen and different actions like that. He was so important. Obviously, like I said, the only game they lost was game 2, and that was by chance the game that Jamal Murray played the worst in. I don't think that's really a coincidence. The one thing, though, that I am seeing is a lot of people, I don't want to say overrate, because Jamal Murray deserves all the hype and all the praise that he's getting right now. He played at an elite level. But I forget who it was. I'm pretty sure someone at ESPN, though, did their top 5 point guards and had Jamal Murray at 5. Like, that, you're getting ahead of yourself right now. I don't even think he's going to be an all-star next year. Is he an all-star talent? Yes. Does he deserve to be an all-star? Yes. Will he, though? Probably not. On my phone, I have some list of guys right here that I'm going to name off, and let me know if you think he can make the all-star game over these guys out west. Point guards and shooting guards, because they just do guards. So we got Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Ja Morant, depending on his suspension, obviously, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, and Kyrie Irving. That is 9 guys that I just named right there that probably would make the All-Star before Jamal Murray does, especially because he plays with Jokic, and Jokic does so much of that. And during the regular season, Jamal Murray hasn't been this elite player that he has been throughout the playoffs. Now, there is value in that and stepping up in the playoffs. As you can see, he helped propel this team to win the championship. So if he's just an average regular season player and an elite playoff performer, honestly, I'm fine with that, and I would rather have that than just be an all-star that fizzles out into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And I also think that this playoff run has proven that Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are one of the league's best duos. I would put them up in that echelon of the Anthony Davis, LeBron James, or the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker in there, Luka, Kyrie. On paper, they haven't really shown anything yet, but on paper, they're up there. They're at least top 5, and I would probably put them more in the top 3 range. When you have an MVP player that can do everything on the court, and you pair him up with like a lightning in the bottle type of guy that could just create any shot on the court and make any shot on the court, it becomes pretty dangerous for the other team. And those two had the biggest impact on winning this championship, but it was not just them. They did not do it alone. I want to give a shout out to Aaron Gordon, who played elite defense throughout this whole playoff run, and then especially in this finals against Jimmy Butler. When you look at this last closeout game 5, Jimmy Butler had, I think it was 8 points on 2 for 12 shooting going into the fourth quarter in a closeout elimination game. Jimmy Butler. You can't do that. You can't make him do that without playing elite level defense, and that's what Aaron Gordon was doing. Also rebounding. He played really, really well as their backup 5 too. And then every once in a while, he'll just have an offensive explosion, like he's back in Orlando as a number 1 option, will just be working and doing everything. Happened in game 1 in that first quarter where he had like 10 or 12, 14 points or whatever in that first quarter, just backing down anyone who's smaller than him, going up strong and getting the bucket. He had a super big game 4, when Jokic was in foul trouble. He got those extended minutes at that backup center. He put up 27 in that game, hitting 3 out of 4 threes. When he's hitting threes like that, bro, just wrap it up. The Denver Nuggets are winning that game no matter what, respectfully. Then shout out to the bench mob, the 2 Brown boys, Bruce and Christian, both played amazing in this series. Bruce's defense, I think, is extremely underrated. He's only 6'4", but he's length. I think they said he's like 6'9" wingspan or something crazy like that. So he plays way bigger than he is. They also have him running the offense sometimes when Jamal Murray is on the bench and Jokic is on the bench. He'll run that second unit as kind of like their backup point guard in a way, which is, that's very uncommon to find guys that can do that like that while also play the elite level defense, while cutting, while being able to play off ball and stuff like that. Just an amazing role player. I cannot give Bruce enough praise. And like Aaron Gordon, he also had an incredible game 4, specifically in that fourth quarter. He had 21 on the game, 11 of which came in that fourth quarter while Jokic was on the bench with those 5 fouls. Just doing everything for the Nuggets, hitting every shot, step back threes and everything. He was feeling it. He was really feeling it. Shout out to Bruce. And then the other Brown, Christian, he is just an impact player. It's literally simple as that. Just an elite role player of just knowing where to be, and he's just at the right place at the right time doing whatever, whether that's getting a steal and getting out in transition, or cutting at the right time, catching, finishing at the rim, contested or not. He makes smart passes and connecting, hockey assists, just keep ball movement. He had a really cool give and go with Jokic in this the closeout game 5, where Jokic passes down to him. He went to go up but saw the defender there, right back to Jokic in an instant. Jokic easy bucket right up there. Just the smart things like that comes from being a winner. I saw he was a 3-in-a-row time high school champion, then won the national championship, and then won the NBA championship. He's a winner. It's in his DNA. He knows what to do and to impact a basketball game very well. His breakout game was game 3, where he had 15 points off 7 of 8 shooting. And what's insane to me is he's not the biggest guy. He's not the most athletic guy. He shot 1 3 in this whole series. All of his buckets have been at the free throw line, have been at the rim, have been off passes and cuts and different things like that. He I believe is going to replace that Bruce Brown role next year when Bruce, obviously gets his big bag from having this insane playoff performance and insane regular season performance with the Denver Nuggets. I think Christian Braun is going to step up and be that Swiss Army knife six man for the Denver Nuggets, and I think he's going to be able to do it at an elite rate. I want to stay on the positives because, you guys just won a championship and everything, but I still want to mention this guy because he is very important in a part of this team, even though he did struggle in the finals. Michael Porter Jr., he shot 33% from the field and 14% from three. Not the best thing you want to see from a high-volume jump shot shooter, but nonetheless, he still tried to impact the game in some games. He had 2 double-doubles in this finals in Game 1 and Game 5. Both of those games were when he was most impactful and finished out the game in the fourth quarter. So shout out to him. He's slowly trying to figure out different ways to impact the game when his shot's not falling, and we have seen it in spurts in certain games where he did do that. So hopefully he can continue that throughout the next season and become better. And, when he's not hitting his shots, he could still be a high-level basketball player. And last but not least, I want to give a quick shout-outs to two-time NBA champion KCP. Shout out to you, my man. Winning basketball player right there. Uncle Jeff Green, after 2 decades damn near in the NBA, finally winning an NBA championship. Shout out to him. DeAndre Jordan breaking the Clippers curse. So now Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, maybe they'll win the championship next year. Who knows? But yeah, shout out to those guys, man, off the bench. Ish Smith too. Shout out to Ish Smith. Almost forgot him. Honestly, though, the scariest part about this, or the best part about this, I guess if you're a Nuggets fan, is the Denver Nuggets are probably the very heavy favorite to win the NBA championship next year, or at least to win the West next year. The only player that they are going to lose this year in free agency is Bruce Brown. And again, I said that Christian Braun is probably going to step up and fill that void, which I think he's going to be able to do. And then add on the fact that they have the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. And then I was listening to the Through the Wire podcast. Shout out to them. They were talking about how every other top contender in the West has question marks, and it's realistic. LeBron with the Lakers, is he going to be back? Is he going to be fully healthy? With the Suns, is Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, what's going to be happening with that? All around, like who's going to be on that Mavericks roster around Luka and Kyrie? The Ja Morant suspension, how's that going to affect the Grizzlies? He's going to be suspended for the whole season, half the season, just a few games. There's a bunch of different question marks around a lot of the top Western Conference teams, and the Denver Nuggets have only answers. Their answer is they are NBA champions. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there'll be links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.